Okay, here's the question. Can you learn English by making 20 minutes daily studies? The answer is yes and no. No, it's because proficiency in a language requires much more time than that. If you want to gain mastery at something, you should devote at least a couple of hours to that thing for an excessive period of time. And the answer is at the same time yes, because 20 minutes is much better than zero. And also, working on a thing every single day is much better than working occasionally. And in today's video, we are going to cover this topic and we will see what kind of a method we should follow if we have only 20 minutes to study English on any given day, and what kind of a method, what kind of a way I would prefer if I had only 20 minutes on any given day. But before I start this video, for those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Mert Maral. I'm not a native English speaker. At the beginning of 2023, I have intensely started learning English, and through this YouTube channel, I help people to get fluent in English and use English to improve their lives. I want to spread my message because the system made us believe that we can learn English through useless methods such as taking English classes in the traditional education system, going to traditional language courses, studying grammar books, spending lots of money, but every single time we failed because we have been cheated. We have lost time, money, opportunities, and we are done with that. So in the first place, I want to be clear, okay? As I told you, 20 minutes is not efficient, is not enough for you to get totally fluent in English language. If you want to get fluent, if you want to be competent, if you want to speak English as good as your native tongue, you should devote much more than 20 minutes to English on any given day, and you should do it for years. But 20 minutes is great. It's an amazing period of time if you're a quitter. I hope you are not a quitter, but chances are if you are watching this video, it's likely that you are a quitter because you are trying to find a way where you can study for only 20 minutes and get good results. So probably you are kind of lazy or quitter. I hope you are not. But let's say, yes, you're a quitter, you start working on English, you study for 3 weeks and then you stop. Or you study something else, you try to learn a different skill for like a month, and 1 month passes, and then you quit. If you do this, you are a quitter. And if you're a quitter, 20 minutes daily studies is going to be amazing for you because this will be a way for you to build up your self-discipline. This is going to empower your self-discipline. And when you do it for a certain amount of time, you can get into the habit of daily English studies. And after that, you can add up more time to your daily studies, like you can turn 20 minutes into 40 minutes, 40 minutes to an hour to 2 hours, and so on. And by doing these, you can make sure that you are making consistent progress and you are executing this habit every single day. So basically the thing I'm trying to say is 20-minute study is going to be great for building up self-discipline, building up the consistency, and when you solve consistency problem, after that you can add more time to your studies to make even more progress. And at this point I want to say you this, okay? If you say that every single day I don't have 20 minutes to devote to English because I'm kind of busy with this, I'm kind of busy with that, let's be serious, okay? Let's be clear. You are not serious about learning English. And if you don't have 20 minutes to every single day to devote something important to you, then, I don't know, just don't waste your time and try to do something else. And that being said, I think at this point you can understand we are going to study this language, study English every single freaking day. Every single day you will do these practices no matter what happens in your life. If it is weekdays, you will study English for 20 minutes. If it is weekends, you will study. If it is your birthday, you will study. If it is your wedding day, you will study. If you go to jail, you will study. If it is your child's birthday, you will study, right? And here's a trick for you. If you are really serious about getting into this habit and making a progress by using these 20-minute strategies, do them as the first thing in the morning. Just wake up, go to bath, okay? Handle your usual stuff in the bath, and then right after it start working on English by doing these 20 minutes practices as the first thing in the morning. If you are serious, maybe wake up 20 minutes earlier than usual before you go to your job, study this 20 minutes period, and then go to the job. Because if you do this, it's gonna be impossible for you to skip these practices, and you'll literally just put that practice, put that style of morning routine into your subconscious mind, and every single day from now on you are going to do it. If you do it for for a consistent amount of time, I'm going to give you a specific time period, but just wait, stay tuned. Okay, so far we talked about how it can benefit us and the fundamental of this habit. Now let me tell you how I would spend if I had only 20 minutes to study English on any given day. So one of the first things we should understand is learning a new language mostly happens through listening it, processing it, understanding it, and after that we learn to produce that language. This is true for English as well, and this is why we want to work our ears. We want to get exposed to English as much as possible, mostly through our ears. We should practice our ears, and this is why we are going to start these practices by getting exposed to English through audio records, audio materials. We are going to listen to something basically, and it doesn't matter what that thing is. It can be a YouTube video, it can be a podcast, it can be a Netflix series, like a 10 minutes one, if there is such a thing, or you can split a series into two different parts and you can watch them one by one. Or it can be, I don't know, an audiobook. It can be news, it can be anything and everything else that you can ever think of. But please make sure that you listen to that thing and you listen to something that either giving you joy or you are curious about it, because this is how you are going to give your attention to that particular thing, and attention is important in this sense. Because if you just put your earphones and start listening something without actually listening it, just by getting exposed to it, you're not going to learn anything. Does it make sense? So we understand that we are going to listen to something in English for 10 minutes, for the 10 minutes of this practice. And here is another practice that you want to do. Occasionally, every now and then, as you are listening to that audio record, shadow it, okay? If you don't know what is shadowing, basically it's repeating the same phrases and sentences in the same exact way right after the speaker says it. For example, if the speaker says, "It's a rainy day," right after him, exactly say the same thing. "It's a rainy day." And try to be what was that word? And try to do that thing in the same exact way, because this is how you are going to improve your intonation, your music of English language, your pronunciation, and your fluency. And when you do this every now and then, you are going to see these benefits. And here's an important point. Do these shadowing practices as you are listening to a native speaker. If you want to learn American English, listen to a native American English and then shadow him. If you want to learn British, listen to a native British speaker and then shadow her, okay? For example, don't shadow me. I'm not a native speaker, and I know there are some intonation problems in my speech. So shadow the native speakers, because this is how you can sound more native-like. And when you complete these 10 minutes, the next thing you want to do is speaking. So how are we going to do that? What are we going to speak about? You listen to something in English for 10 minutes, and for the following 5 minutes, you want to speak and you want to summarize the thing that you listen to. You want to paraphrase, you want to rephrase the thing that you listen to. If it was a YouTube video, summarize it. What did you learn? If it was a podcast about establishing a business, summarize it. What did you learn? If it is a TV series, if it is a Netflix series like Friends, what did happen in the episode? If it was news, tell what's going on in the world, okay? Just summarize the things that you listen to by rephrasing, by paraphrasing them with your own words and sentences, and do it for 5 minutes. And when you complete that 5 minutes, move on to the next section of this 20 minutes practice, which is reading out loud. So reading out loud is going to help you to improve your reading comprehension, as you can imagine, but also it's going to boost your physical fluency. Basically, there are two components of fluency, mental component and physical component. Reading out loud is going to help you to boost the physical component of your fluency. And it can cause some problems about intonation, about pronunciation, about the rhythm of English, and so on. Yeah, I understand that. It's true to some extent. But I think the most important thing is developing your conversational fluency and then giving your 100% attention to the intonation, pronunciation, and accent. Please don't get me wrong. I don't say you should ignore, you should neglect working on the pronunciation, accent, or intonation of the English. You should do them at the same time. You should work on them at the same time as you are working on the fluency. You should also work on intonation and accent and pronunciation. But I think fluency is more important in this sense because as you get fluent, if your intonation is at that level, then you can give your 100% attention and focus to intonation and pronunciation habits, and then you can improve it to the same level as well. Of course, in the ideal scenario, we want to develop both of them at the same time together, but fluency is more important than intonation in the first place, because first of all, you want to be able to communicate with other people. You want to get into that flow of English. You know what I mean? You should feel confident. You should see that you are able to talk this language. This is going to motivate you even further, and this is going to serve you when it comes to using English in your daily life, in the real life. And of course, I'm a huge fan of sounding like native speakers, whether it's British or American. But as I told you, try to develop both of them at the same time, but you should give more focus to fluency in the first place, and then intonation and accent and pronunciation. And also they go hand in hand. They have carryover effects on each other. So as you are working on your fluency by using the right methods, this is going to help you to improve your intonation and pronunciation and accent as well. And when I say right methods, I mean things like, for example, shadowing. If you shadow native speakers, this is going to improve your fluency. This is going to improve your speaking skills, but also this is going to help you with accent and intonation and pronunciation, as I told. So that being said, about the vocabularies, before vocabularies, you did 10 minutes of listening practice, you spoke for 5 minutes, and then you read for 5 minutes. And in total, it makes 20 minutes. This is your daily practice routine. Do it for a long period of time. And about vocabularies, I want to say every now and then, actually every single day, you are going to encounter some unknown vocabularies in English as you are listening and reading. And please learn the new vocabularies with the right method. With the right method that is going to boost your fluency. Because if you are in the habit of translating from English to your native language, this is going to hinder your progress and fluency. And in this 20 minutes study routine, I didn't allocate a specific time to vocabularies, but as you encounter them every now and then, use the right strategies to learn English vocabularies. And if you don't know what is the right strategy, watch the video, which is, you can find the link in the description box, because in that video I explain you the right strategy. And yeah, learn the vocabularies in that way. And before I close the video, I want to say, I created another video about reading out loud. I explained you the benefits of reading out loud and how you can utilize this technique. And I will put the link of that video to the description box as well. If you are interested in that, you can watch it. And execute this 20 minutes daily studies for 3 months straight, okay? 90 days. 3 months without giving a break. Every single day for the following 90 days. And if you do that, if you are successful with that, only after that, maybe you should consider adding up more time into these daily studies. Because 90 days is going to be a good time. It's going to be like a threshold for you to get into the daily English study habit. And when it's a habit, when it's automatic, yeah, then you should add more time. And as I told you, 20-minute studies are great for people who are mostly quitters, people who suffer from lacking self-discipline, and so on. I think, yeah, that's it for today's video. If you want to hear more tips and tricks about learning English language, keep following this channel. And as I told you, that's it for today's video. As always, I want to thank you for watching me on this video. If you like what I'm talking on this channel, you can subscribe to my channel, like my video, and share it with your friends and with your loved ones. If you do those sort of things, you will support me. That's the obvious part, but it's going to be good for you as well, because the YouTube algorithm is going to show you more similar videos like this one. We hope that more educative and entertaining ones. You can learn many things from them, and you can enjoy them later. Other than that, if you have something to say to me, we can meet with you at the comments below. But if no, I'm gonna see you in the next video on the next week, and until that time, take care of yourself and keep working on English, right? So bye.